In this video, we take a closer look at the so-called undercut of involute gears. This occurs when the number of teeth falls below a certain minimum number. The formula for calculating the minimum number of teeth is derived in this video. In order to understand the cause of the undercut when the number of teeth falls below a certain minimum, we will first take a closer look at the manufacturing process of involute gearing by hobbing with a hob cutter. The animation schematically shows the manufacturing process of 3 gears with different numbers of teeth. It can be seen that if the number of teeth is too low, the tooth root is undercut by the hob cutter. This is due to the fact that with small gears, the cutting edges of the hob engage relatively deep into the gear. In the case of the red gear, the cutting edges engage up to about half of the gear wheel radius. As a result, the tooth is very heavily caved during the rotation of the gear. Such undermining of the tooth is referred to as an undercut and leads to a weakening of the tooth. Undercuts should therefore always be avoided, which means that the number of teeth must not fall below a minimum. So note, undercutting is the undermining of the tooth when the number of teeth is too low and leads to a weakening of the tooth. An undercut in gear production occurs not only with gear hobbing, but also with gear shaping or gear planing. Although an undercut could be avoided by other manufacturing processes such as laser cutting, milling or broaching, the undercut is also absolutely necessary for functional purposes. If there were no undercut on small gears, the teeth would interfere when meshing. As the animation shows, the teeth of the red gear need to be undercut by the teeth of the green gear for meshing to be possible. The undercut not only weakens the teeth, but also shortens the line of contact. This is because the undercut cuts off part of the involute tooth profile. This part can then no longer be used for power transmission. The teeth therefore lose contact with each other well before the actual end of engagement. The meshing of involute gears has already been discussed in more detail in the linked video. It was shown that the line of action is defined by the tangent to the base circles of the gears. The meshing starts at the intersection A between the line of action and the tip circle of the red-driven gear and ends at the intersection E between the line of action and the tip circle of the green-driving gear. In the case of an undercut gear, however, the meshing ends much earlier. In this case, the line of contact is shortened by almost half and ends at point F. The enlarged illustration shows that there is still tooth contact before point F. After point F, the teeth on the line of contact already lose contact due to the cut-off tooth profile. The line of contact is shortened accordingly. In this case, this even leads to a situation where there are temporarily no teeth in mesh. So note, an undercut not only leads to a weakening of the tooth, but also to a shortening of the line of contact. To avoid undercutting, the gear must not have less than a certain minimum number of teeth. The minimum number of teeth that must be ensured will be shown in the following. The animation shows the reference profile of the hob as it meshes with a gear with 6 teeth. The reference profile can be thought of as a rack. However, unlike a rack, the reference profile does not take into account the clearance between the tooth tips, but simply maps the tooth shape onto the gear. The tooth height of the reference profile is therefore twice the value of the module. The pitch line runs at half the height of the tooth. The pitch circle of the gear wheel touches the pitch line at the pitch point C. More information on the meshing characteristics of racks can be found in the linked video. There it was shown that the line of action is tangent to the base circle of the gear wheel and runs perpendicular to the flank of the rack-shaped reference profile. The meshing starts at the intersection point A between the line of action and the tip circle of the driven gear and ends at the intersection point E between the line of action and the tip line of the driving reference profile. The shortening of the line of contact due to the undercut is not taken into account in the animation. As the animation shows, the tooth is undercut from point B. This corresponds to the point at which the edge of the reference profile passes over the radial line of the gear and undercuts the tooth. Between the start of the undercut at point B and the end of the meshing at point E, the tooth is cut out within the area marked in green. A quick note at this point. The radial line corresponds to the tangent of the tooth profile at the base circle. However, as part of the involute tooth profile is cut off in an undercut, there is a small gap between the radial line and the actual tooth profile. The point B from which undercutting occurs generally corresponds to the point of contact between the base circle and the line of action. At this point, the flank of the reference profile coincides with the radial line of the gear. Beyond this point, the reference profile will then cross the radial line and undercut the tooth. So note, An undercut occurs at the point where the base circle touches the line of action. Compared to the red gear with 6 teeth, the animation shows the meshing of the reference profile with a gear with 20 teeth. However, the point B from which an undercut theoretically occurs is outside the line of contact AE. The edge of the reference profile is therefore already out of mesh before it could have undercut the tooth. The teeth of the gear are therefore not undercut. An undercut will therefore always occur if the point of contact B between the base circle and the line of action lies within the line of contact AE. So note, an undercut occurs whenever the base circle touches the line of action within the line of contact. For the limiting case in which the teeth of a gear are not yet undercut, the start of the undercut at point B coincides with the end of meshing E. As the animation shows, this is approximately the case for a gear wheel with 17 teeth. So note, there is no undercut on gears with more than 17 teeth. This minimum of 17 teeth is independent of the module and therefore applies to any tooth size. This will be shown mathematically in the following. To do this, we will look at the geometric relationships that lead to the limit case, which is when point B and E theoretically coincide. The distance between the center line of the reference profile and the tip line corresponds to the module M, and the inclination of the flanks corresponds to the standard pressure angle alpha 0. The line of action therefore runs at this angle to the horizontal. If we now look at the resulting red right-angled triangle, we can see that the opposite side of the standard pressure angle corresponds to the module M of the gear. Consequently, the given relationship applies to the distance CB. The distance CB can also be determined from the pitch circle radius R0 or the pitch circle diameter D0. For this purpose, let's take a closer look at the blue right-angled triangle. The distance CB results from the product of the pitch circle radius or half of the reference pitch circle diameter D0 and the sine of the standard pressure angle alpha 0. The reference pitch circle diameter is the product of the module M and the number of teeth Z, which in this case corresponds to the minimum number of teeth Z-min. The two equations can now be equated and solved for the minimum number of teeth Z-min. This gives the formula shown for determining the minimum number of teeth. This formula is independent of the module and depends only on the standard pressure angle. For a standard pressure angle of alpha 0 equals 20 degrees, the theoretical minimum number of teeth is 17. In practice, however, a minimum of 14 teeth is often assumed, below which an undercut actually has a negative effect. Note, the theoretical minimum number of teeth above which no undercutting occurs for a standard pressure angle of 20 degrees is 17. In practice, a minimum of 14 teeth is usually assumed. However, it is possible to make gears with fewer than the theoretical minimum of 17 teeth, and without an undercut. To do this, however, the manufacturing process must be specially adapted with a so-called profile shift. The profile shift is explained in more detail in another video.